Hey Geminis, how y'all doing? This reading is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I already meditated on the cards, cleansed them, and let's get right into the reading. This is an amazing reading. I really mess with Geminis. I love Geminis. My rising is Gemini, so, a little part of me in there. But this was a really good reading. Let's start with our first row here. So you have the Ace of Wands, the Eight of Pentacles reverse, and the Moon reverse. And the Ace of Wands is basically you're coming into a bunch of potential, and we all know how energy goes. Potential energy is stored energy. Like, it has the potential to be something, but that doesn't mean that it is something, if that makes sense. So it's like you're coming up with all these ideas, and you're following your potential, you're motivated, and you want to pursue a new path, and you're open to receiving new opportunities that align you with your higher self. This is a call of encouragement. It encourages you to follow your heart. And if you were looking for a sign that whatever project that you're about to dive into, yes, this is the right project. This is a clear yes for the right project. As I said before, this is potential. It's not guaranteed results, but this is like planting a seed for something to come on in the future. So definitely. Then you have the Eight of Pentacles reversed. So basically, going on from this is like the story just keeps continuing. Like, the story flows perfectly, like amazingly. So you planting this seed, and then here you are working on yourself. You're focused on self-improvement, personal development, and being highly disciplined and focused when it comes to your inner beliefs. You're dedicated to becoming the best version of yourself. But the thing about this is, look at how he's so focused on the details of making that one pentacle. You know what I'm saying? So mind you, he has these up here already done and that one on the floor. So basically, looking at the picture, you can see he's focused on the details, but he's not looking at the broader picture. So just make sure when you are working on your best self, you don't lose sight of the bigger picture. You don't lose sight of your broader goals. And if you end up doing that, take a step back and look at everything you've done. Like, don't stay stuck on that one pentacle. Like, he's working on that one pentacle, not really paying attention to all the other things that he's succeeded in. So just make sure that you are giving yourself credit where it's due, and you're looking at the broader picture of, look where I came, look how far I've gotten, look at everything I've done. I'm not just failing at this one thing. I'm not just working on this one thing. So that's the only thing. Like, it's a very good card as far as working on your personal self. So go you, being the best version of yourself. So go you. The next card is the Moon, and it's reversed, and that is also very good, because it's just saying that you're coming out of dealing with an illusion and confusion. Like, we have anxieties and fears about certain things, maybe pertaining to this project or this opportunity that you want to proceed in, and you may think that you're not good enough, or you're still working on yourself. So here it's like you're coming out of that, and you're seeing like, okay, I'm going to lift this confusion up, or the confusion is going to get lifted. Maybe you come to some epiphany or some realization. This is a card of transformation when it's reversed, and you may be ready to face your fears and deal with things head on. And in this card reversed, It means that you're receiving those spiritual downloads and those messages and intuitive messages. And even though they may not make sense now, you can write those messages down, or anything that comes to you, you can write those things down and then come back to them later on so they can make sense for you. The moon reverse is just basically telling you to trust your inner voice. Like, you're going to be getting numerous of intuitional downloads letting you know what's up. Like, this is a general reading, so I don't know exactly what's going on in your life, but whatever is going on, you're going to be getting spiritual information or intuitive things. Like, you may see numbers repeatedly, or just reflect on that and look at what you're thinking about at that time that you see those numbers. Like, what were you just thinking about? Those are the things that you have to pay attention to when it comes to those spiritual downloads, you know. So that's that. And coming down to the next line, you have the Hierophant, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Empress, which is really good. So that means you're like steady moving forward. You're taking those downloads and you're like, okay, well, if I do need to work on myself, maybe I need to go to school or take a class or get a mentor or find somebody who is good at what I want to do and learn from them. Or if you're the best at what you're doing, maybe you need to teach people. You know, this card right here is all about education. It's all about institutions. It's all about marriage. And also, if you have a Taurus in your life that's significant, that may be, you know, already experienced in what you want to do, you may want to reach out to them, because it's like, you're like, okay, I have this idea. I need to work. I know I'm not all the way there yet. I need to work on myself. You know, you're working on yourself and you're like, oh, okay, I got this idea. Maybe I should go get help if I want to be the best. And it seems like if you do get help, you become this Queen of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles is this ultimate working parent. She's a woman with an inviting home. She takes care of her home, and also she makes a good living. Like, she's able to manage her home and make an abundance. Like, she's holding that pentacle, she's sitting on that throne, and she's like, yeah, I got all this money, I got a stable income, I have enough time to nurture my loved ones. And this card represents prosperity and security. Or it could be that you have a mother figure in your life that is willing to like help you and take care of you and support you, which brings us to the Empress, which means that you could have a lot of female support, in what you're doing. The Empress can sometimes mean that maybe there is a female or family member interfering with your goals, but here I don't see it as that. Right outside this Queen of Pentacles, it seems like to me that you will receive a lot of female support if you decide to go with the plan or the project that you decide to go with, which is ultimately good. When you have this Queen of Pentacles, it's also asking you to maintain your down-to-earth and compassionate personality. You know, like, she's looking down at this pentacle and it's like she's nurtured it, like she grew it, like it's her baby. So, you know, make sure you take care of the people around you with kindness, you know, and, you know, don't be arrogant or rude or anything like that. You know, sometimes when we level up, we can, you know, forget where we come from, but Geminis really don't have a problem with that. They're very humble, very good people. So yeah, the Empress, you may have a lot of female support, and you may like, this is a good card. It's a very good card. So coming down to your third and final line, you have the Two of Wands, the Ace of Swords, and Justice. So it seems like in your storyline that while receiving this female support, you're willing to do or either go into business or partnership with someone. You can either be going into partnership with someone, or you can be working on your own personal goals. This guy right here, he's like holding the world in his hands. Like, he's definitely achieved quite a lot, you know? Like, you have the support, you're going to have the stable income, you know, like, you could do whatever at this point. You know, if you wanted to partner up with someone, it would be lucrative. If you wanted to focus on your own personal goals, it is going to be lucrative. So just keep that in mind. Moving on to the Ace of Swords, it's just saying that you have the energy. It's almost the same as the Ace of Wands. The only thing is, with the Ace of Swords, it's saying that you can start that new project. It gives you encouragement. It gives you the energy to move. But this is a double-edged sword. So with power becomes responsibility. You see, you're in your power right now after you've got the opportunity, worked on yourself, went within with your inner voice, and then either mentored or got mentored and had support and gained your pinnacles. You're on top of the world, and now you have this power. But this could also be like you're searching for the truth. Maybe you're searching for your own truth. Maybe you're trying to find the truth or justice in a situation. This card brings clarity. So something may come to you. Something may come to you where you get clarity and you want justice. And when I mean justice is like, maybe you could be searching for the truth for yourself. Like finding your own truth, living your own truth. And then you find that truth out. But don't get me wrong. Sometimes when you find out that truth, justice means that, you know, you have an important decision to make. And it's going to have long-term repercussions. You're going to have to decide on something. You're going to have to decide on something. And maybe you may start exploring your own truth. But granted, when you start exploring your own truth, you may find out that it's not your truth. And you may find out what's true to you. So at the bottom of the deck, you have the Six of Swords. You also have the Hermit and the Ten of Cups. That's why I said this is a very good reading. Very, 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 very good reading. So maybe when you come to that point of justice, of making a decision or a choice on a matter, you may decide to just leave. Leave it all behind. Leave the baggage behind. You're leaving behind what's familiar. And that could be a house, a relationship, a job, or just a mental shift. You may be forced to let go of things holding you back. And you may be forced to reflect on emotional and mental baggage and decide whether that's good for you or not, depending on this justice, depending on what you decide in standing in your own power. And that may make you retreat. That may make you, finding out the truth about something may make you want to leave and retreat. Go inwards, because the Hermit is a card of going inwards. So it looks like to me, with your reading, all of it is just like you come into this, you have plenty of opportunities. You're working on yourself. You get your help, or you mentor someone, and it brings you great wealth and opportunity and support. And now you're standing in your wealth. But is this what's true for you? You're going to go within and you're going to find out, because this is a card of introspection. Sorry. This is a card of going within and finding out yourself. And it seems like once you do that, you get the Ten of Cups. That's fulfillment, happiness, money, stability. This is the card of ultimate happiness. So at the end of the day, your reading is beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful reading. As the story goes on, it's like you've gone through a bunch of things to find yourself, to find out what's true to you, what resonates or aligns, or living your life along with your higher self. And that's nothing more beautiful than that. You're going to find a calling that's going to fulfill you, and it's going to be you, if that makes any sense. Like, people work jobs every day, but it's not anything that's fulfilling to their soul. This is what's going to fulfill your soul. Whatever project that you're about to indwell on, it's going to fulfill your soul. So thank you, Gemini. Appreciate you. I hope you loved your reading. And I'll see you next month.